All right, welcome into the Fantasy Football Life Advice, Episode 1.
Let's go.
I'm Tim, and this is Riley.
I'm the Robin to his Batman. I'm just here to talk some shit and pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Pretty sure I just muted the shit out of my fucking headphones. I couldn't hear what you're saying.
Well, just know that I said
Starting
the right
off this
stuff.
thing strong.
Look, man.
Perfect.
Look, someone's got to make you look good, right? So folks are going to be looking at me. They're going to be looking at the stash, right? We're going to get the vibes going. We're going to talk about What else are we going to talk about today?
Whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
That's what I'm talking about. So I have drawn a line in the sand with Tim here, my Batman. I told him I don't want to know what we're talking about because I want it to be organic. You know, the minute you start listing out questions, I overthink it and I'm going to fuck it all up. So we're not going to do that. So, Tim, take it away.
Yeah, and you're gonna get us. This is us real. Like we're not gonna hide how we are, who we are. So you're gonna get explicit words and content and
explicit words.
Yeah, it's you're cuss words. That's what you're gonna get. We're gonna fucking cuss. No, but we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have fun. If you don't like it, let us know. If you like it, let us know.
We're gonna talk football.
So,
Talking football's easy, bro. I love football.
Yeah, for sure.
I love fantasy football. I wish I was better at it, but I win like a league every 10 years or something like that. What's up?
Yeah, he only plays 10 a year, so
And I
1
don't
out
do
of 10.
the sleeper,
So.
man. The sleeper thing stresses me out. All the free agents and I'm a Yahoo guy personally.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're Yahoo's weak. We're gonna have to teach you how to.
I know,
sleeper.
man. I just it's what I know. Like I came up playing Yahoo. Like it keeps all my stats. I got all my little trophies. I can go back and look. The team where I had Kaepernick. You remember when Kaepernick showed up, dude, and he was just fucking slinging it, dog. I was the Kaepernickles. I had Kaepernick.
Yeah,
I had who else? Who else did I have on that team? I think I did like a Crabtree, like a Kaepernick Crabtree strategy. Remember Michael Crabtree? That dude had some hands, bro.
Oh yeah.
That dude had some hands.
Yeah, he knew how to throw them too.
Yeah, no, he didn't know how to think. He held it. Who else has held out, by the way, on his rookie contract? Michael Crabtree. This motherfucker gets drafted, and then I think 15, 18 overall, whatever. And like he was a dude. Texas A&M, was it A&M? I think it was A&M. Or no, some Texas team. But he was a stud in college, man. The dude says,
Texas Tech?
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yeah, he gets in the league, and like I thought all of those, like depending on where you were drafted, like you just get what you get. You don't throw. I didn't know you could like negotiate your rookie contract. Maybe you can't now, and you could then. I don't know, but that dude held out. He was a punk. But no, Kaepernick's dude, I won first place. What's up?
Yeah. Speaking of holdouts, let's get into some holdouts. Let's talk about some CD Lamb and Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, BA, bro. CD.
Yeah.
That's kind of stressful, dude. You're getting into these everyone wants to strategize, right? Who am I going to draft in the first, second, third, right? You try to have a plan moving into it. But how do you plan when you don't even know if the dude's going to be showing up day one? Like that changes your strategy.
Yeah, I know,
altogether.
man.
So you can either get like considerable value in a dude where everyone's kind of just taking a step back, like, no, man, I want the surefire pick in the second round, third round. But dude, CD, out of all the dudes, I think it was McCaffrey and CD Lamb were the two most held players in all fantasy football winning leagues last year.
Yeah, and CD, you're looking at a contract that I don't know if Dallas is going to be able to pull off. I mean, they've been struggling on that cap all year. Couldn't get a running back. Had to go back to Zeke. See how well that plays out for him.
What's
they
he
say they're
want?
Gonna go.
What's he trying? Is he trying to get Justin Jefferson like
He's
to the moon money?
So he's going to get close to that.
Is he as good as Jefferson?
If you look, I'll pull up some stats here in a minute. We'll talk about it, but his stats are similar. He's played about 6 more games than Jefferson, and Jefferson has more yards per completion, I think it is. But beyond that, CD is higher. If Jefferson played those extra 6 games, yeah, he'd be higher. But I think he's going to get around that $35 million a year number. But this post right here by Adam Schefter, Ayuk and CD are looking at $101,000 fine for missing out on OTAs. Typically what happens is if they re-sign with the team, those teams will waive that fine. They won't charge them the $101,000.
$100,000. That's an accounting error for these dudes, bro.
Yeah.
That's like that's toilet paper, man. Must be nice.
Yeah, well, especially with the contracts they're looking for. I mean, from what I heard though, the Niners aren't looking at waiving those fines for Ayuk, so we'll see how that plays out for him. Let me pull up this stat real quick. Or these
I
stats
read today
real quick
the Niners and BA, they're not even close to a deal. Like, not even on the same planet.
Yeah, I think either him or Debo are going somewhere.
Let Debo go. I love Debo. Don't get me wrong. The team loves Debo. The players love Debo. But, man, Debo can't run a route, bro. I don't know if he's got, like, rocks in his shorts or something, dude. But the dude can't run a route. But give him the ball, man. He's going to run over a motherfucker.
Yeah, but let's take a look at these stats real quick. So, let me get my screen here. But yeah, you notice CD's got about 6 more games, but the numbers are pretty similar. I mean, they're not far off. Jefferson
yards,
would probably
5,000. Oh, this is career.
Yeah, this is career. This is over. But this is their.
Oh yeah.
They both been in the league the same amount of years. So Jefferson's just obviously missed some games, more games than CD has.
What was
but
his injury?
That's another thing that
Was it a
plays into
hammy?
it. I think
it was a hammy.
I think it was a hammy.
Those are scary, bro. Those soft
Yeah, especially
tissues,
with
man.
receivers. Especially like camp, you start hearing about a hamstring injury with a receiver. It scares
like,
me off drafting
here
them.
we go, hammy.
Yep. Because those things will linger all year. But even if he had those 6 extra games, yeah, he's going to pass them in most of these stat categories. But he's still going to be. It's going to be pretty similar. It's not going to be far off.
Who's throwing Justin Jefferson the ball? Because Kirk Cousins, he's in Atlanta. Who'd they draft?
Either Darnold or JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, you see, and like that's got to factor into the calculus, man. It's got to.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing so far is Darnold's leading that category, but it's still OTAs. You hear that all the time. They'll talk down these rookies like they're nothing, and then they'll bring them down. Just like in New England, they're saying Brissett's the starter right now. Brissett's the starter over Drake May.
Jacoby Brissett is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
God, dog.
I mean, he's had his good. He's a good backup. He is a career backup, but he's a good backup. He's somebody you would not mind having behind your starter.
When you play Madden, you're in franchise mode, right? And you build this team that wins like 37 straight championships. You go into the free agency, and they call people like Sam Darnold and Jacoby Brissett bridge quarterbacks. That's just how Madden labels it. It's a bridge guy. I don't know. Dude, Dak's got a new contract coming, and you got to believe that he's going to get that. I don't know. I to me, bro, I got to go the safe pick. If I'm at the end of the first round, and CD is still on the board, I think Justin's probably going to go before him just because it's JJ. But I'm going. I don't
know. I think ADP right now, CD's first receiver off the board.
Yeah, I can buy that.
I don't know. I don't know if I go JJ over CD right now because of the quarterback situation. You know who's throwing CD the ball. Like, I don't know what JJ McCarthy can do, and we've all seen Darnold in the past. So I lean CD over him. It's just a matter of the contract and whether he does get another contract with the
number
Cowboys.
5 in the first round for CD.
Depends on the settings.
Yeah.
One QB, you're probably looking at anywhere between the 2nd and the 4th pick, depending on what teams want, the draft strategies teams are taking. McCaffrey's obviously number 1 off the board in a 1 QB 100% of the time. Should be anyways. But
what
I think
if it's
CD is going to be
2 QB league?
2 QB league. I mean, you're going to see quarterbacks coming off the board pretty quick. You're probably looking back half of the first round for CD.
CD's going to get paid. Jerry Jones wants to put butts in those seats, man. He's got the most expensive arena. Was it an arena? What was it? AT&T Stadium. He got to put butts in those seats, man. And CD is the guy that's going to do it. Dak's going to do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Jerry Jones never ceases to surprise me. I hear this every year. They're making a big move when free agency comes around and when the draft comes around, but we never see that big move.
How much do offensive coordinators play into that decision making too?
It depends on it does. It depends on play calling. Like I meant Arthur Smith going to Pittsburgh, for example. Like they're going to turn more run heavy. Yeah. So I think that makes Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris a little more.
It really does.
Or
does
to look
it?
at
I don't know.
Year.
Like Arthur Smith, he's one of those dudes. Like where has he had success? Because he sucked in Atlanta, bro.
He was successful in Tennessee, but when you hand the ball to Henry 300+ times.
Oh, bro, I could be successful handing the ball off to Derrick Henry. You seen those videos of Derrick Henry in high school, dude? He was like a man among boys, just truck sticking motherfuckers, dude. Like you couldn't take him down if you wanted to.
Can you imagine seeing somebody that size running at you in high school?
Man,
I'd turn around and just move out of the way.
It's like it reminds me of like Steven Jackson. You remember Steven Jackson? Ooh, bro, Steven Jackson be just truck sticking dudes. Just as big. I miss running backs like that. Now, we got all these agile, Saquons and like Jalen Moore. It's hard to I don't know. Those guys don't do it for me, brother.
No. I'm curious. I'm excited about Derrick Henry in Baltimore, though. I want to see how that plays out.
That's just not fair. That's not fair.
No.
Like,
can you imagine? You got to figure out. Are we gonna cover Derrick Henry or are we gonna cover Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. Like take that option. Oh, dude, that's not fair.
If you choose wrong, good luck. That's all I gotta say.
Baltimore's winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying it right now. Episode 1.
We'll
Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl champions 2024.
Bold pick because as much as I like Lamar Jackson, I just haven't seen him perform in the playoffs yet. He's got to perform in the playoffs first for me to see that.
Well, fuck, he runs into Patrick Mahomes every year and Josh Allen. Like, he's got a hell of a road, but golly, man, that defense.
AFC is going to be the Houston Texans, man.
Danger.
That team.
I want to believe. It's like the fucking Avengers. The Houston Texans, bro. He's like, dude, they got everybody. Who the Texans got? They got everybody, bro.
Mixon,
they got Thanos on the O line, bro. Like, I don't know. That's not fair. They got the Infinity Rings, man. I don't know. So who's
it's gonna be fucking scary.
So who's so that's the AFC. Who's really buying them to win the Super Bowl, though? Let's be honest. Second year QB.
Oh yeah, I mean, I doubt they're the favorites, but they're up there. It all depends on.
Dude, Damon Pierce is going to be a sleeper this year. Where's he going? Third, fourth
I don't think
round?
so. Nope. No.
What?
He's going undrafted in some leagues.
Undrafted? Who else they got? Singletary? No, Singletary's gone.
Mixon.
Oh, I forgot.
Joe Mixon.
Mixon. God, see, that's not fair. Okay. All right. So it's going to be Baltimore Texans in the AFC Championship game. I don't know why I'm writing off the Chiefs. I feel like we do that every year, and then
you can never write off the Chiefs.
They've had a tough offseason, though, man. That's hard to recover from. This offseason they've had. You got Rasheed Rice, who's got like 12 warrants out for his arrest. This poor he's talk about can't get right. You got Pat Mahomes throwing you the ball, dude. Just like button yourself up a little bit, dog. Button yourself up a bit.
He's trying to see how much he can do to get how much it takes for an NFL player to actually get arrested and put in jail.
He's flirty, yeah. Let's see how far I can. That's how we were as kids, though. Like let's see how far we can push it.
Short of Henry Ruggs, that's what he's trying to do.
Oh, Henry!
See how much I can get without killing somebody.
Henry fucked up.
And although he did very well, he could have killed a lot of people on that fucking highway with that car.
I'll bet you Henry Ruggs come back to the NFL when he gets out of jail too. What's he got? 2 years left. Watch him come back to the NFL.
He's gonna come back jacked out.
Just jacked. Dude, he's been doing push-ups. He's those upside down push-ups they do in their cells.
Yep.
Because he's kind of a scrawny dude. So now you got this fucking jacked 5 foot. Was he like 5'9", running a 4.25, and now he's jacked. That's like Tyreek Hill. That's what Tyreek Hill is. I don't know. That's for next year's podcast.
So, for those of you who don't know, we didn't come on here today to mainly really talk about straight fan. This is just to get a kind of layout of how this podcast is going to be. Our next episode, we're looking at probably top 10 quarterbacks, and we'll go through and we'll discuss top 10 fantasy quarterbacks, break it down. We'll have like a consensus between the two of us. We'll both rank them, average out our rankings, and we'll go from there. But today's just kind of get a feel of what this podcast is going to be. So we're just going to talk a little football, BS a little bit. So from here we'll go into. I want to talk about. Have you seen this news on this Brazil game?
Oh, the NFL's trying to go global. They want to play in Brazil now.
Well, they're going to Brazil, but check this out. So they're saying that it's an Eagles-Packers game, and they are saying that neither team can wear the color green due to gangs.
Bro, Brazil, you been to Brazil? Listen, I've been to Macaé. No. We had an office down there. I go down there periodically to work. Dude, they're still shitting in the streets in Brazil. Like, let's be honest with you. Like, I get the NFL wants to branch out, and I'm here for it. The Germany games. I love waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning watching football on a Sunday. I think that's cool as shit. Let's be honest. But Brazil? I don't know, man. But the NFL, they got a lot of smart dudes, man, making those decisions. But, yeah, no green.
Said they're likely to stay in the hotel all week and travel in armored vehicles.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Like, I can tell you some stories about that, too.
Like, what are these teams going to wear? Like,
well, you got to get the Bengals. You got to get the Bengals out there, and the Dolphins are out. Bengals, Niners, Brazil.
The first two teams they're putting there is primarily green colors.
This is not a proposal. This is in the books.
No, this is happening. Yeah.
Okay, well they got to have some alternate uniform. Yeah.
They're gonna have to figure something out
because of gangs.
Go all whites. I mean, the Packers have their alternate. I think they're like that dark blue jerseys and whatnot. I think they have alternates that they can make work. But the Eagles, I'd have to look back at their stuff. They may have to go like all white or something like that.
Did you see what the Eagles did this offseason? They got Vic Fangio as their D coordinator after the Niners waxed and embarrassed these dudes on one of the biggest stages the Eagles had ever played on. I say that. They won a Super Bowl, a couple Super Bowls last 10 years. Who cares? But they got punked royally. Eagles reacted with the swiftness. They went and got the best D coordinator they could. That defense, man, might be something. Philly, Saquon, Jalen Hurts. I don't know, man. Eagles scare me.
That's another quarterback running back duo. Like, how do you guard that? Saquon Barkley now has the best offensive line he's ever had in his career. Like, by far, it's not even close.
It's not as good. Kelsey retired.
But it's still way better than
Lane
than
Johnson.
What he had in
Lane Johnson
New
was
York.
hurt last year. He's getting up there. You know, who's that left tackle? Mailata, Jordan Mailata, I think his name is. He's a stud.
Yeah. It's like even the Phillies backup was better than the Giants starters.
Yeah, dude. Let's see what Saquon looks like behind it. But it's like Barry Sanders. What would Barry Sanders look like if that dude had a halfway decent offensive line? He still ran he still couldn't catch that dude, right? But he put up all those numbers, all those stats without an O-line ever.
Just bounced off people.
Speaking of the Lions,
like a ping pong ball.
Speaking of Barry Sanders and the Lions.
Oh yeah, let's transition into this shit. This is Dan Campbell to a fucking T right here.
That's my dog, bro. I'm a Niners fan. It's hard not to like Dan Campbell, biting kneecaps, all that shit. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for Dan. 4th and 25. Let's fucking go for it. Fuck it. Like he believes in his dudes. He believes in his system. He's got the best offensive coordinator in the NFL in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson would be a head coach in 75% of fucking NFL teams right now. He is that good of a play caller and manager of the offense. But they paid him a ton of money. Somehow they kept him from leaving. I don't know, man. The Lions scare me, and they're going to be hungry.
Absolutely.
After that loss to the to the Niners. Let's go.
And I've heard some rumors that they're looking into the CD situation to see if they can get CD out of this.
Dude, Amon-Ra and CD, danger Will Robinson.
Yeah. But the Lions have admitted to violating player work rules pertaining to on-field physical contact. I wonder if
Man,
Dan
I'm here
Campbell
for it.
beating the shit out of some of his players.
I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's bring it back, dude. What
Bro,
happened
I'm
to
telling-
masculinity, dude? What happened to masculinity? Like, let's lean into that shit. It's like overnight, we're overweight, we're undereducated, we're
Yeah.
unmotivated culturally. I'm here for it, dude. Danny Campbell's bringing back the man.
Yeah, like I love watching him coach. Like he's a monster.
Jared Goff got a bunch of
fucking
money
amazing.
too, and that's the thing. You start paying these dudes those big dollars. What's that do elsewhere around your team?
Yeah.
It's like BA, right? You know what the Niners are thinking in their HQ. They're like, all right, well, if we give Brandon Ayuk $30 million a year, $28 million a year, whatever. You can't pay everybody, right? They still got Debo. They just drafted that kid out of Miami. It was Miami, right? Richie, what's his name? That dude made the sickest catch in college football last year. Did you see that catch?
Oh, Pearsall.
Ricky Pearsall, dude made the sickest catch. I mean, it wasn't like an OBJ thing, but the Niners are like, hey, can we win without BA? And then can we go get a good right tackle instead, and maybe
I think that's why they
corner?
drafted Pearsall, because both of Debo and Ayuk were both post June candidates that they could save some money on the cap if they got rid of them. So you could see a deal for one of those two at some point, and I think that's why they went out and got Pearsall, because it's a cheaper option.
It's a hedge, yeah. How often is that though? Is like a deal right before OTAs or during OTAs or before mini? That's pretty uncommon. You don't really see a lot of trades in the NFL.
Yeah, it just all depends on obviously what deal they can come to, and like you said, they're not even close to a deal right now. So we'll have to see what comes of that. It'd be interesting. Where would Ayuk go? Who would he go to? Carolina.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see there too with Bryce Young, because Canales has been a QB whisperer over the past couple of years.
Who?
He made Geno Smith, Dave Canales, the new head coach for
Never heard
Carolina.
of him. Okay.
He was the offensive coordinator for Tampa last year, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks the year before.
Yeah, if
when
you can make Geno
had the
Smith
break.
and Baker Mayfield look good, all right, I can get behind that.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how Carolina turns out this year with him as their new head coach.
They're still going to
Sucks we
suck,
lost him,
bro.
'cause
Let's
now-
be honest. They're still going to suck. They're going to have nobody in the seats.
For sure.
They're still
for
going to
sure.
suck.
I mean, one of your receivers is coming out and saying they have the worst training facilities in the league.
Is that Thielen? How do you pronounce his
Yeah,
name?
Thielen.
Adam Thielen?
Adam Thielen. Yeah. So
That's sad. Dude,
Man.
you're getting clowned by your own employees. Can you imagine working for somebody?
Yeah.
Like these people are paying you. They're paying your insurance. They're supporting you financially, and you just come out and clown the shit out of them. This is like the shittiest facility I've ever seen in my life. I'm here for it too. Let's go.
yeah.
Keep it real, man. Keep it real. Good for you, Adam.
He's either keeping it real or he's keeping it real.
Oh,
or
he's trying to get traded.
traded.
Yeah, that's right. He was like, "Hey, Pittsburgh, what's up?"
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this year's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be interesting. A
Hey,
lot
you
of
know
new-
what I wish? If I could wave a magic wand, Tim, I wish that fantasy football would allow us to draft a coach. I don't know what stats or what of that shit we would measure and like how that would work, but this dude right here on my screen, he's going number one overall.
For sure. Yep. Just because of who he is.
He's a bad motherfucker, dude. I don't care if he gives me no stats. Just seeing him in my lineup every day, I just feel like I got a mean team.
I think they do have leagues where you can draft coaches.
Okay, we need to look
I don't
into
know how
that.
it works.
We need to look into that. There's got to be some
Yeah.
stats or some sort of measurables that they look at. How many timeouts do you
for sure.
call? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you measure?
Do you win challenges?
Yeah, do you win challenges? Like, how often do you succeed on fourth down? In that case, maybe I'm not drafting this dude. I don't know. Too soon.
Yeah, he
soon.
goes for it all the fucking time, but he doesn't succeed on many of them.
Hey, Amon-Ra dropped like 3 of
Dude.
those in the NFC Championship game, so that really wasn't on him. Like, it was in the breadbasket. Amon-Ra just dropped it.
When they were playing Dallas, going for it on fourth down, like he went for it, got a penalty called,
Let's go.
went for it again. I'm like,
Get rid
this
of the punter.
dude just
Why do we even have a punter?
Kick the damn field goal.
Wasn't that like an XFL thing when the XFL first came out? Like you had to go for it on fourth down. There were no punters. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Take some strategy out of the game. I get special teams and defense wins championships, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't. What did they do? What did they do when they didn't succeed? Did they just start from where they were? Did they move them back?
I don't remember. I never watched the XFL. But now it's back, and I think it's under the same brand. Was it like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who's now running it?
Yeah, something like that. I can't get into those off leagues, the USFL or UFL, whatever it is, and
it's like the minors, bro. It's like the minor leagues, you know. Like you ever go to a minor league baseball game? You can't beat a minor league, especially with the kids. You know, it's like $8, bro. You're sitting like right behind home plate. You know, like if I live in Montana, Southwest Montana. If Missoula showed up with a USFL team, bro, I'd be there they play Saturdays? I'd be there every Saturday.
Season tickets.
Let's go, dude. It'd be like $150 for the season. But I mean, they got some dudes. Was it PJ Walker came from one of them? You know, Mickey Mouse leagues.
Yep.
You know, he showed up, won some games. Was it Cleveland Browns? You know, he did some things. I mean, he wasn't that good, but he's like good enough.
The Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, better than Deshaun Watson's been playing.
Deshaun, bro. I don't know. What's Deshaun? Is he going to get drafted? Someone's going to draft him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I mean,
two QB leagues he gets drafted, but not in a one.
Even in a one, he'll probably get drafted as a number 2 quarterback on somebody's bench because you got to play for that. You're hoping for that running upside. Like he's got that rushing upside, and that's a new way of fantasy football is the running quarterback. That's why you'll see Anthony Richardson, even though he only played like half a season, he'll go as a top 12 quarterback off the board because he's got that running stats, capability.
Man. Yeah, he scores those touchdowns
and
with his feet.
Josh Allen will be the number 1 QB off the board, even though he lost Stephon Diggs because
he lost everybody. Who's he throwing the ball to? Name one wide receiver right now for the Buffalo Bills. Ready to go. Name one.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
All right, we'll get for fucking you. Name another one.
Khalil Shakir.
Oh, okay, you did some fucking homework. Good for you, Tim. I'll stay in the
truck. Hold my beer.
Yeah. Marquez Scantling. Dude, Marquez Valdez-Scantling sucked with Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes throwing on the ball. Like, let's just qualify that.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, you got the two best quarterbacks we've seen in 25 years. You still suck.
He's got Keon Coleman, too, who they drafted in the second round. So.
That dude is funny, bro. There's something about him when I see his interviews. Like, he's got that dry... There's something about him, man. I'd draft him just for that. Like, can we start like measuring those stats? Right?
How funny you are?
Interviews, like, oh, this guy got, 3 extra points this game because he had a kick-ass post-game interview. He made everybody laugh.
Yeah, they're probably going to interview him after every game just because of that.
Yeah, why not?
So, Super Bowl predictions this year. Who are you going with?
It's hard for me to see the Ravens not winning it. I know that the Avengers are over there in South Texas, but gosh, dog, man, they're so close every year. They've got one of the best coaches we've seen in a generation. They're just buttoned up, man. Like top to bottom, that front office, they're the best drafting team in the NFL. They have been for years. They keep all their guys. Yeah. And now they got Derrick Henry. I don't know, dude. Who's that wide receiver there? Flowers? I think he's going to be nasty this year.
Zay Flowers.
And then they lost Hollywood Brown. Who's their number? Is Zay Flowers their number 1 wideout?
He's their number 1 wideout. Rashad Bateman's probably their number 2.
I don't even think about Rashad.
And then you got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is probably their number 1 target.
Yeah, Oklahoma. He's a dude. He catches the ball and he scores a touchdown. He was hurt last year though. He was hurt.
Yeah, I
always hate those, man. I hate those conversations like, oh, this guy was hurt last year. Like, bro, like you try getting truck sticked, by a strong safety. Like imagine Cam Chancellor coming down at 30 miles an hour and just smoking you. Who's not going to get hurt?
Yeah, I just cart me off. Yeah, I'm done.
Done. I give up.
Now, I'd just like to be a third string kicker, sit on the bench and get paid
Just
hundreds of thousands
million
of
bucks
dollars
a year, just chilling. I'll hold the
Yeah,
ball
just
every
sit on
now
the
and
bench.
then. Yeah, dude. But for me,
Yeah, I don't know
it's got to be the Ravens. Who's yours?
I think I can't go against the Chiefs, man. Going for the three-peat this year, as much as I hate them, I cannot pick against them.
How many three-peats have there been ever in the NFL? That's hard to do in any league. Did the Patriots even three-peat? I don't even think the Patriots three-peated.
Let me pull this up. The Cowboys did.
Cowboys did. I know the Bills went to like 97 straight Super Bowls and lost every single one of them.
No team in the Super Bowl area has three-peated.
Yeah. That's hard to do, man. It's like, to me, that's got to factor in. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like, can you put money on something that has never happened before?
The Green Bay Packers won the last NFL championship game, and then in 1965, and in first two Super Bowls in 66 and 67.
I gotta play history,
been.
bro. I feel like America, one thing we suck at is we don't learn from our history, and it's got to hold some water.
Yeah.
You know, we just keep repeating the same mistakes again. But I don't know, Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I ain't mad at you.
It's gotta happen eventually. I'm picking them to go, but I don't know, man. Your Niners could be good this year.
Man, they got this. There's a fucking they can't get right in the NFL. Like, they can get all the way there, so close. I don't know if it's a Shanahan thing. I don't know if it's like just a cultural thing in the building. They can't win the big game. I know they won the game against Detroit. That was cool, but I don't know. Like, prove it. I haven't seen any evidence that they're just magically going to learn how to win the big game. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I won't go. I'll go with the Texans. I'll make that call now. I'll pick the Texans.
That's bold. The Avengers.
Yep. I'll throw the bold pick out there. I'll pick the Texans. I want to see this pay off. Them going out and with a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract.
Dude, D'Amico Ryans, like, he gets them boys riled up. He's a good manager of people.
Hell of a coach.
He's a hell of a coach. He's back in his home. It's hard. It's hard to bet against the Texans. But again, you got to show me. You got to show me that y'all can win the big game. And
yep.
I don't know. I've seen John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews do it over and over and over again. I've seen Derrick Henry run off 200,
but they haven't done it in the playoffs.
200 yards of games, like five games in a row. I think their missing piece. They haven't done it in the playoffs. Their missing piece was Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I mean, Houston improved on both sides of the ball. Like, their defense even got better, and their defense was good last year.
Their defense was good. Who'd they bring in on defense?
They threw Daniil Hunter.
Yeah, sack master.
So, yeah, that's gonna help. You already got what's the kid's name on the other side from Alabama? God, I can't remember his name.
On the defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Hey, how about a shout out to the Eagles drafting the first white cornerback since Jason Sehorn? Talk about being here for it. Let's go. Dude, affirmative action is back. Let's go. That's like reverse affirmative action. Oh, yeah, Will Anderson. Yeah, he went number 1 overall last year.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do? Did he have a big season, or was it just like pretty good?
He didn't go number 1 overall. He went 3rd overall.
Was it 3rd? Oh yeah, because they had like the top 3 picks
Bryce Young,
right? Yeah.
Bryce Young went 1.
Oops.
They picked C.J. Stroud 2, and then they traded back up into the 3rd pick to take Will Anderson.
That's right.
And that dude was a monster last year.
All right. So what are we betting? What are we betting? We can't just throw some bullshit out on the internet and not have some skin in the game, dog.
What do you want?
I'm gonna do a whole podcast with my shirt off if the Baltimore Ravens don't win the Super Bowl. You guys can see my hairy ass chest. I'll even shave it into like your whatever logo you want.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
I'll do a Dallas Cowboys star shaved into my chest hair, and do a whole podcast shirtless. I hate the Cowboys.
That's pretty bold
commitment.
for
That's
a
commitment,
Niners
bro.
fan.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm putting skin in the game. I ain't here just talking about it. I'm here fucking being about it. Fantasy football life advice. No platitudes.
What do you want? You want me to wear a Niners hat
You got to wear a Niners hat.
for an entire episode?
Yeah.
I wear
How
a
about a
Niners
whole
hat.
season?
Entire episode.
Is that too much? That's probably too much.
Ooh.
That's probably too much.
How about 3 episodes?
3 episodes, you got to wear a Niners hat.
Yours is a little bolder because you're shaving something to your chest.
Yeah, that's right. It grows back.
So I'll 3 podcast, 3 episodes.
Okay. So next week we're gonna do these weekly, twice a week, 5 times a week. What do you want to do, Tim?
We'll start out weekly.
Okay.
We'll start out weekly, and we'll go. Well, the closer we get, we'll up it a little bit, maybe twice a week, and so on. Because the closer we get, the more we're going to have to talk about.
We need to talk draft strategy. I suck at draft strategy. You know what I did last year? I was the guy that did Kelsey Mahomes. Ask me how that worked out.
Ugh.
But dude,
you gave up a
when
lot.
you do that, like you listen to all the podcasts, you read all these fucking articles. That's what everybody said. They're like, "Look, man, I can't be mad at you if you want to do Kelsey Mahomes." Like it was a thing. It was a thing.
You couldn't, but the problem is you better hit those mid-round running backs and wide receivers, because if you don't hit those mid-round running backs and wide receivers, you are going to be in trouble.
That's anybody, though. Yeah.
But you have to take those big-name running backs and receivers in the first couple rounds, because then you're guaranteed to get some points. Mm-hmm. You know Jefferson's going to score. You know CeeDee's going to score. You know those top-tier running backs are going to score. If you take those quarterbacks and tight ends in if it's a 1 QB league, if you take that setup right off the bat, you're hurting in your multiple position with your players there. So if you have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers starting, you got to fill those 4 spots those next few rounds, and you have to hit, because if you don't hit, like I can hit on a quarterback a lot easier in rounds 6 through 10 than I can a running back or a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Puka saved me. Puka saved me last year. Like I still got to the championship game and got my fucking ass waxed, but Puka saved me.
I drafted him
You drafted him? He was a free agent, man.
I drafted him in every league that I had. Every league that I was in, I drafted Puka.
How did you know? Fucking Nostradamus here, bro.
No, it was being talked about a little bit, but I was in on the camp news from him. They were hyping him in camp, more than I've ever seen anybody get hyped. So I went back and watched some of his tape, and it's his football IQ. It's almost like the Travis Kelce football IQ, where they're hitting the holes, and then instead of finishing a route, they notice they're in space, so they just stop in that space and wait for their quarterback to get them the ball. That's
got a good feel for the game.
Huge. Yes, they know where to be, when to be there, instead of
who's this year's Puka?
Knowing the route, and that's hard, man.
Who's Puka? 2024.
Puka's like a 1 in 5 year player.
Ricky
You're not going to see
Pearsall.
it very often. Lad McConkey, maybe.
Where'd he go?
And the Chargers. And the reason I say that is because the Chargers got rid of their receivers. Who do they got?
They got Keenan Allen still.
Keenan Allen's in Chicago.
Oh, he went to Chicago. Oh, that's right. And then Mike Williams is gone.
Mike Williams isn't. He's with the Jets. So you got Lad McConkey.
Oh, Glass Mike.
Quentin Johnson. But yeah, I mean, they picked up another receiver.
Quentin Johnson. He fucked me last year too. Everyone was like, Quentin Johnson. He sucked. You suck, Quentin Johnson, if you're watching this. Catch the football.
Lad
run
McConkey
around.
Is who I would probably pick right now. But
you got Jim Harbaugh.
I don't see anybody.
Does Jim Harbaugh factor into that conversation?
For sure, because he's a run first person. He's a run first coach.
Mm-hmm.
He likes pounding the ball. So
is Eckler still there? Eckler still there?
Nope, he's in Washington.
So who's running the ball now in San Diego?
Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins.
I mean, so they went over to the Ravens and pulled their dudes.
Well, it's because they got Greg Roman as an offensive coordinator.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Greg Roman.
So
That's a Jim Harbaugh guy. I forgot about that. Yeah,
he's a John Harbaugh guy from.
Originally, Jim with the Niners. It was Greg Roman and Kaepernick and all those dudes.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
then he coached for John Harbaugh.
And then he
in
coached for
Baltimore.
John Harbaugh in Baltimore. Yeah, and then Jim won his championship. Dude, what Jim Harbaugh did with Michigan, dude, was like the ultimate mic drop. You got it, dude. Like how, all these coaches, man, they're all doing the same shit. They're all buying cars and they're all fucking hiding money and trying to get players. I know it's a little different with the portal now, but dude, the way it all worked out for Jim and the way he finished with the championships, like the big fuck you to the NCAA, I'm here for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he's in the NFL now. Okay, so he's got Greg Roman, Dobbins,
and Gus Edwards.
And
Gus Edwards is probably going to be Gus Edwards will probably be the one.
That could be interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Thad McConkey.
We'll see. Lad McConkey. Lad.
Okay.
Yep. But like I said,
why would you name your kid Lad? Is that a nickname? Kid pops out of pops out of mom, and they're looking at him like, oh, we need to name this beautiful boy. We're gonna name him Lad. Hey, Lad.
I've heard a lot worse names.
I guess, but I went to a school with a kid named Nader. Poor Nader. He got picked on. He had a big damn nose. I think he was from Turkey, maybe. But he was a nice kid. But like, oh, dude, that's just set up for failure. At least he didn't have a last name. Oh, he did have a last name. Yeah, Nader is a last name. I've always thought that was like the kiss of death when your first name is actually a last name. I knew another guy named Morris. First name Morris. Last name Bart.
What was his
Morris Bart.
Was his middle name?
I don't know what his middle name was.
I wonder if he had an actual first name. His
name was Morris. That was it. Hi, what's your name? I'm Morris.
I know, but I wonder if he had a normal first name as his middle name. You know what I mean?
Maybe
like
Bob,
Jack,
Morris, Jack,
Bob,
yeah, Bart,
Morris, Robert.
I don't know. That's kind of a fucked up joke parents play on people. I got named Riley, which is now like a chick's name, which sucks. Like the only people or things that I've met named Riley are either somebody's dog or it's some chick who spells it all weird. So I got
you
a
act
chick's
like
name.
a chick, so
sometimes. And my dad, it was just his name was Kelly, and he was kind of I guess it used to be a guy's name. I don't know. I've never met another dude named Kelly, but he was like, "Well, I got a chick's name. I want my kid to have a chick's name too. Fuck him."
Hey, Riley, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your podcast that's kicking off on July 4th?
Oh, man. Alpha Road. We just had our first interview here a couple days ago. It hits real close to home for me. I had a struggle with alcohol for a long time, especially during COVID. It ran away from me a little bit and turned me into somebody I wasn't. And so I just decided, last year, it's been about a year and a half now, my kid went through some really difficult times, some medical stuff that a kid should never have to go through, and it just changed my whole perspective on life. Felt so guilty, man, about just not being there like I should have been, spending too much time drunk, too much time just elsewhere in my mind, and I just decided I was going to go be the guy I needed for all those years, but for other people. I was going to start a podcast, right? And we're going to talk about getting rid of that stigma behind drinking. I got nothing against anybody that drinks. I'm just here to support those that want to stop and are struggling to stop. I empathize a lot with that mindset. And so created a podcast called Alpha Road. We're going to talk about some cool shit. We're going to be genuine. We're going to bring in dudes that are going to help us level up in life, right? Not just in abstaining from alcohol, but it just being a better man, being better tomorrow than we were today. And, we got authors, TEDx speakers, doctors, politicians. Like, I got some dudes in the lineup, man, that are going to come hard and they're going to hit it, man. Check it out, Alpha Road.
Yep, Alpha Road podcast kicking off July 4th, Independence Day.
Let's go.
America. Let's give that some views. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap this up, Riley, for today. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Give us a like. You're going to get more of these at least once a week for right now. We're going to probably hit up top 10 quarterbacks next week. But if you liked it, make sure you let us know. And like I said, if you didn't like it, let us know. We want to improve. We want to make it better for you. So let us know what you think.
I just want to talk. I just want to talk football. I just want to talk football. That's it, dude. I love football, and I'll tell you.
Yep.
This dude Tim right here, he's the football wizard. He's got so much football knowledge and fantasy. This dude wins every damn league. He's the most frustrating motherfucker to be in a league with because he always picks up the guy that you're trying to pick up, and he always bids $1 more on this stupid free agent sleeper shit. He's aggravating, man, but he's got some skills. He's got some knowledge. Give him your time, man. And hey, look at the bright side, Tim. Only one way to go but up, brother, on this podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go.
Yep, for sure. All right,
man.
Yeah, we're going to get off here. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see you later. Talk to you later, Riley.
See you next week. Peace. Hell yeah, brother.